Zessing. Why is that culture so prominent in our culture, and how is that hooking our young people today? Drugs, chasing money, sex, having multiple women. How is music encouraging us to engage in these things? And what can wider society do? Let's talk about it here tonight. Stay locked and loaded.
Standing up for the truth. Hear it loud, hear it strong. And we not turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth. Standing up for the truth.
Good night.
Good night, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of. Oh wow, we did that simultaneously. I kind of stuck there. Wow, I was actually just laughing. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us again. Tonight's episode is called "Fed Up of the Zessing." And wow, that intro I was just like, what is going on right now? I really was not prepared for that. I really was not.
I know, right? Like,
Sharon,
it caught me off guard.
Was that like pre-recorded? You were just like fresh right now. What happened?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, like
was that other alter ego?
I think it was, because I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
Anyways,
No problem. Yeah, so I just want to thank everyone who has logged on so far. Thank you for watching. Remember to share, subscribe. You know, we're trying to reach 500 subscribers, right? Right, that was the goal. Yeah, that's the goal. So 500. So make sure you share, you like, you comment, and you follow us on Instagram as well at Icon Nation. Yeah. So yes, guys, how are you feeling tonight? I see. We have. I don't see. Oh, I see. Judah in the Christmas color, looking all floral. I see Sharon in the pink. I don't know if the red get washed out when she put the shirt in your machine or something.
No, I didn't. I think pink can be a Christmas color too.
Oh, okay. I mean,
it compliments, yes.
Pink with some red trimming, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The red trimming. So how y'all? How is everything going for y'all? I mean, the season is it 12? We're almost there. Christmas Day.
Wow.
Soon there.
Yeah, it feels like it's no summer. I don't know how it's December already. Like, I really don't understand. How is our December? We have not had vacation. I haven't had vacation for the year, and it's December, so it's just like, what's happening? Yeah,
2020 was a different year. It was a different year, so that makes sense. We still gotta try to make the best of it, and have the best Christmas season we can have.
That's true. So yeah, before we actually, go further in the show, I just wanna check your temperature because COVID-19 protocols. So Judah, that's you.
What?
Sharon, you can put for your head there, Sharon.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All
right,
that's good. Yeah, that's
right?
good. Okay.
You want to get sure before you don't get shut down or something like this. Like, these days and everything, and they're following the protocols, right? But yeah, anyway, guys, so we're gonna get into it now. We're gonna start with our featured music video for the night, and we have "Fed Up" by Jaron Nurse. So I want you guys to really pay attention to that video and those lyrics, especially, and we're gonna go through this here now. So let's vibe.
Expression House Media.
With my friend them down in the ghetto, Me get this one are just for you. I beg you just play more positive music, cause that's what my friend them fighting for.
Youth man, it's cause you know cause there. It's cause you know cause youth man.
You supposed to be the last one talking about cussing.
Oh hell no!
You look for that. You gotta practice what you preach. Them youths listening to everything you say.
Oh Lord, make me talk to them gunman, them why? Talk to them. Bam bam, brother, brother. My journey, God alone, I walk with me. Okay. I want them by them promoting. We've had a body gun thing. And I know what them want. Not ready like ready for no shelling. Swanny say, watch your friend in her. Because me friend up for them friend killer. Why can't we just live like brother, brother? Let love one another. Make the whole place better. So we know one of our young leader. Make them buy come out of peer pressure. Why everybody wanna be a sasa? I know no assess. Them who are press. When a big chain and white vest. Them put mama in stress. When the maniac march out and live one life. Smiley Gelato. Don't be boss Movado. Telling maniac. Beyond and get you. Listen what me tell you. We need more love in the ghetto. Sing some positive tune and set them ghetto youths. Living in a gunman town. We don't need no gunman sound. Living in a gunman town. We don't need no gunman sound. So what your friends we are linking with? Cause they will lead you to your casket. Allow them to talk to them, buy them, tell them this positive music. Tell them gunman slow them roll. Tell them take it easy. The rise of the murder toll. We're fed up of printing jersey. I love it, make the whole place better. So we know one of our young leader. Make them buy come out and peer pressure. Why everybody wanna be a sasa? I know no assess, them who are us. When the big chain and white vest. Them put mama in stress. When the maniac march out and live one lifeless. Smiley Gelato. Don't be boss Movado. Telling maniac. Beyond and get you. Listen what me tell you. We need more love in the ghetto. Sing some positive tune and set them ghetto youths. Living in a gunman town. We don't need no gunman sound. Living in a gunman town. We don't need no gunman sound. So let me sing about love, and let me sing about peace. Too much blood I run in the streets, yeah. Let me sing about love, let me sing about peace. Too much blood I run in the street. Forget about the gun way long like a Rapunzel, and with the big black rubber handle. I let them buy them, live up them dreams. Forget about AR-15. Bam bam, brother, brother. My journey, God alone, I walk with me.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
We're back, and it seems we're joined by a special guest host tonight. Where we would usually see her, we're now seeing whoever that is, you know, the turkey that is also clearly fed up as well.
Glenn, you're muted.
Still muted.
You're muted.
Is this happening again? I think it was the turkey's fault. My apology.
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably the turkey. Yeah. So yeah, I'm seeing some people logging on here. Good night, Kivana. She's saying she missed last week. You could always catch up. It's all good. So good night, everyone. Thank you for joining very much. Let's see some engagement there in the comment section. Make sure you're logged into this discussion. Is going to be very exciting and interesting and very thought provoking. Yeah. So yeah, very. I mean, I have a lot to learn as well. So yeah, but what do you guys feel about that song? How do you like that song? Like, I mean, that song, I don't know if you guys realize, but that has 5 million views. Like when I first saw it, I was like, yo, okay, that's great. Right? Like, especially a Christian artist, like and especially they call the song about.
Yeah, what it's about. It is definitely one of those songs that a lot of people should be listening to. So it's good that
that was phase.
All right, we seem to be having a little bit of a technical difficulty, but that is okay. We keep it rolling as we are accustomed to here on Locked and Loaded. Yeah, we see a Martha in the chat. Good night, Martha. Hello. Welcome to Locked and Loaded. We're so happy that you're here. If you are watching us, let us know that you're here. Say good night. Shout us out so we can shout you out and see who's here with us tonight. So yeah, Glenn was asking us about the song. Sharon, what do you think before I share my thoughts? Because that's a deep, deep song.
It really is. That's a song that I love. I personally love, and yeah, it really got to like the meat of the matter. Like asking, like posing this question to so many people, and I think that, as you would have said, the importance of having so many people listen to it. Like this is a song that should really get out there the same way that the violence portrayed through music gets out there. This is a song that needs to get on there to kind of like rope things back in and reshape the culture.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's important for us to set the platform for what we're dealing with tonight. So we're talking about zessing, and that is more well known in the Trinidadian context. We want to shout out all the Trinidadian viewers because we do have a special guest out tonight, Jaron Nurse. He'll be joining us shortly. So we want to shout you guys out if you're tuning in from Trinidad or Tobago. Shout out to you. Good night to you, TNT Posse. But yeah, so in Barbados, we might not know as zessing per se, but we're talking about that violence and drug culture, music that pushes that we hear on the public transportation, that our young people, especially our young men, embody and emulate and try to live up to, so that's what we're getting in. How dangerous that really is, because this entire season that we've been focusing on music, we've been talking about taking a healthy stock of all of these things and how they affect our young people especially. So just to set the platform for what we're going to get into tonight, I definitely agree with Sharon. Glenn, what were your personal thoughts on this song?
Yeah, I really love this song, to be honest, especially with the whole vibe about zessing. I was like, because I've heard about zessing, but like never in detail and to see what it was. But I love this song. I love the visual, and I love that he is speaking, against that type of culture and so boldly. Like I love to see that kind of thing, especially coming from young people, right? So I love everything about it. One thing about Jaron when he gets on, though, I need one of those studies.
Jesus Youth, yes.
Jesus Youth studies.
I gotta get myself.
Yeah.
All three of us should get. We should all get.
Yeah. So yeah, Jaron, actually, I'll speak to him when he gets on. Yeah, but yeah, it was a great song. It was a great song, and just remember, we're going to put it in the link in our description when we post this video. So make sure you go back and watch it and share it with your friends, share it with everyone. It's extremely relevant in these times. Yeah, guys. So yeah. So,
and also remember, those of you who are watching, be sure to share on YouTube and Facebook. Share to all your friends, family, anyone that you think should take some good information from this episode. We are talking about zessing. We are fed up of the zessing, and if you are fed up as well, share this with all your friends and all your family so that they can come and watch and be a part of this discussion.
Yeah, and I apologize if Something happens to my connection again, I just want to blame everything on the turkey right now. This is first and foremost.
That's why people
Oh.
eat turkeys. That's why they eat them. Vegetables.
Yeah, but you think about that. Oh, we're still laughing. Okay, so you think about that type of music, right? Is that it has like a huge impact on the developing brains. It's good. Well, it's not good, but it is easier to ignore that type of music when you are at a certain stage in life, when you're at a certain level of maturity. But for youth now, who they're now developing and now trying to focus on what to do, who to listen to. It's like when you have that just playing anywhere, it really is just extremely destructive, right? And then when you have, they want to associate with people who listen to the same type of music, then it just forms that culture, and then that just expands more and more and more and more. So I don't know. Yeah, you can let me know, guys, in the comments. What do you think about that? Like how that culture expands, especially with youth and their developing minds and being exposed to this type of music, right? So yeah, that's
Yeah, and I want to ask a question. I want to ask this question for especially we know that this show is going across the Caribbean right now, so we want to ask even those who may be joining us from Trinidad and those here in Barbados, like, do you guys hear a lot of music that is pushing violence and pushing drug use and sexual deviance and having lots of women and stuff? Like, do you see that around you? Is that a problem that you see around you as a young person or even as an older person? Like, let us know in the chat if you if you see this occurring as you traverse on your daily task. And we also see that some people in the chat are doing the hashtag Jesus Youth, and Martha says she's a huge fan of Jaron, so we're definitely glad to have you on with us tonight. And good night to you as well, Maria. We see you there. So one other thing, it reminds me of the quote that we had, because earlier in the season we would have looked at a number of quotes, and one of them said, "Let me make the songs of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws." Let me make the songs of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws. I mean, we talked about it, but like tonight we get to look deeper at what that suggests, because it really talks about the power of the music and influencing behavior, which we would have been looking at. And in this case, we can definitely attest that violent music and songs that push that culture and even the idea of being a sexer, like that affects how our young people behave. Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And then the thing is, I know the question that you would have posed to our audience to hear this type of music. To me, it can permeate culture so much that even if you make a calculated decision that I'm not going to listen to this type of music, I am going to only listen to uplifting music, which is very good, which Echo Nation promotes pure music, so we're trying to get on that. But Glenn would have spoken about how impressionable children's minds can be. And this music, even though it may not be on your phone, it may be in the van that you're driving. It may be played at an event that you go to, not necessarily even if it's a musical concert, but like something else, this music is going to be there. So, yeah, guys, I encourage you to let us know, like, even if you make a choice not to do this, not to listen to this type of music, you still hear it. You still hear it around you when you go on your daily life, things like that.
It's true. It's true. Everything you guys said is true. Yeah. So so we're actually gonna take a break right now, and we're gonna come back very shortly. Don't miss us too much. So yeah, guys, see you in a bit.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
And we are back. Jaron is in the studio with us. Jaron, how are you doing? Welcome to Locked and Loaded, man. What's up?
A blessed good night to all. I greet you all in the wonderful name of Jesus, and I will never apologize for that because that's who I stand for and who have me standing. Good night, Barbados, and everywhere. Locked in and
Good
around
night.
the way. Good night.
Good to have you.
See, I
That
have
person
you.
that just comment, we love you too from Trinidad.
Yeah.
How are you doing? How's everything going right now?
I'm good. You know, thank God for that. Everything going good. Everything going good. Thank God.
That's
Shining
good.
light on
Amen.
life.
Good to hear, man. I was just telling my co-host that we need. Oh, he's gone. He probably didn't want to give us the shirts, these Christmas.
You'll be back, Shirley.
But,
worry.
okay, cool. Okay, cool. No problem. Yes, Jaron is having some technical difficulties. We can also blame that on the turkey. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, my phone.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You're back.
No problem.
Yeah.
Right. So go ahead, Glenn. You were asking a question.
Yes. So Jaron, I was watching your music video, Fed Up. We really love the video, by the way. Like, it's great, and it's good to see you promoting that, kind of pushing against our culture. So that's great. But also, your Jesus Youth, that's your brand, right?
Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
Bless
You
God.
should be
Bless God and all credit to
some.
Jesus.
Nice, man. You shipping some to Barbados?
Soon in Jesus' name. Soon.
Amen.
No problem.
I'm gonna make a good
Amen.
contract in
Amen.
Barbados.
Yes, I'm sure we will be looking out for when those come in so that we can get our hands on some of our own, especially as the Locked and Loaded cast and crew. We want to represent.
For
Soon in
sure.
Jesus' name.
For sure. For sure.
I think I might be good.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the quote before we brought you in. That quote, we're gonna get it pulled back up right now. We want to hear your thoughts on it, especially as you are an artist that is passionate about the youth and the influence of music on you. So can you give us your views on this quote, especially as it relates to music that pushes violent culture and what's not?
The quote says, "Let me make the songs of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws." And what I gather from that, I would safely say people gravitate to artists or trending artists or popular artists far more greater than politicians. You know, you always have to be careful what you do as an artist, and that's not just being gospel or so. Because what they do, people consider that doctrine. You know, you're having real problems with this food. You there?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
So a lot of things. All right. For instance, when you have a following, you have a greater influence upon people, right? And being an artist, or let's say an artist with something, I'm not referring to me, someone that's out there that have, I look at the way the youths especially gravitate to the artists, and or those as artists, because they tend to be trending, and youths go with anything that seems to be trending. All right, that's sneakers trending, the one that so youths go along with the trend, especially as the order of the day today. It hurts to see that sometimes the Christian youths fall victim to that, but that's a topic for another time. But what I gather from the saying is that, let me write the songs of a nation. Like once
Oh no, seems like we're
It's the
stuck.
turkey's back again.
that song could catch on to the youths or to the people of that. Again, I'm sorry, I got a call. Yeah. Let me get forget what I was saying. Someone trying to call and showing off everything right now. Yeah. Let me get songs that would catch the youths and the people of a nation, and that will make me
Right.
almost more important or give me more say than
Right.
the leaders of that nation. You know, I can be the government just as long as because music is such a powerful tool. You know, it controls people, not just people, but people emotions. So that's why I got it from that saying, you know. Once I can do that, it don't matter what law and who makes the law, I can have a greater privilege of reaching the people and commanding the people than they could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely speaks of a lot of influence, which we know is dangerous because in our earlier episodes we would have been talking about how, especially at the teenage stage, how young people are mostly impulsive. And as you said, like we gravitate towards what's trending because that's a big part of our culture, even through social media. So I think it's worrisome. You know, we as young people here on this panel right now, and I'm sure in the audience, we are concerned about this because we see this affecting persons in our society and our peers. You know, Sharon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, like I would have spoken before. Yeah, this is something that we definitely see. We still see in Barbados, and like just to go back to the title of what we're talking about, where it's fed up of zesting. You know, we would have spoken briefly about zesting, but Judah would have said, rightly said, that we don't necessarily have that phrase permeating our Barbadian culture as much. So we want to ask you, a Trinidadian, um, what exactly is your take on zesting and what's its like prevalence in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, it's it's growing slower now, but it's still growing, you know, because of certain activities that follow that. Um, the term zessin, well, I have to safely say it originated in Trinidad with a word called zessa, right? And it's just what it goes by, zest, moving fast, don't care. The song that really pushed the song that really pushed the saying and the term zessa and zest was a song that say she want a zessa. That's what the girls want, you know, a man with the big gold chain and the gun and the dresser, you know. Um he wet, he don't care about life. It's all about money, sex, and that kind of stuff. Like, you know, that's what she want, a bad boy. That's the trend. And from that, it started off with the whole entire zessa movement, where guys started mentioning zest, and that's what the girl want, and we go in a private zest, and everything became zest, you know. And they use that as the new move of Trinidad dancehall, you know, and they try to push it. They're trying to push it even harder because Trinidad not known for dancehall, and seeing that it was catching up forward because of the negativity and because of it had two gangs in Trinidad, one called Muslim and one called Rasta. So that was Muslim and Rasta City, and both gangs had their artists and their entertainers who would sing against. Both of them had a feud going on, and they would sing against one another, and the radio stations played an integral role in pushing the negativity, right? And it promote gun violence and crime until one of the artists, one of them, he was caught in a robbery, and the guy that he tried to rob, he shot him, you know. And those guys are deemed as heroes when they make moves like this in this country. It's sad, but that's what the youths. That's how they measure life, because that is what what growing, what trending. And next one called Rebel Six, he lost his life recently. He had some big songs, um, and then he started a new movement called the Six Movement, which was endorsed by a guy called Squash, who is six in Jamaica. So it was like he endorsed this guy in Trinidad. So, and the six mean evil, 666. But he came and died. He was murdered recently. Same way he sang, same way he got murdered. Same things he sang about doing people is the same thing people did to him. The sad part about it is Rebel 6, he passed on, but he left a legacy where I have a lot of youths that follow me who name is Six Boss and Six this and Six Zessa and that, Six Dan, Six God, Six Boy. And the saddest part about that is that that guy, Rebel 6, was a Christian and got caught up with the hyper life. And that's the legacy he left, So that hurtful. So because of that, they blame some guys who are other artists for his murder. They say some other artists had a part to play in murdering him. So that caused a little
Hey.
Right.
fracas in the Zessa movement, and it slowed it a bit. Thank God for COVID as well, that it didn't have much events because it became
Right.
why it was growing so fast. The movement got so popular that the youths in school was learning, that's making it a practice to learn the song. So you would see one of these guys would drop a song, and within a week is 1 million views. And Jamaica wasn't understanding what's going on. But that's because the youths in Trinidad so want to be a part of it that they would religiously learn the songs because they want to be in the trend. When this artist come to my school or I go to the Zest, I could sing each and every song word for word. So it was like a cancer eating out and damaging the youth. I remember it got so serious that it had an event, a school event, and it was a carnival event. Now these guys were singing soca music, this dancehall. Carnival time is soca time. And that's the kids who they wanted. They booked me for the show as well. And then some of the children said, nah, we want some others. And the others came at a cost way more than mine. So they say, you know what? We'll have to let Jaron, we want to skip Jaron to get the others. And these is guys that they brought to the school, that guys that singing gun music and kill music, gang music. So it had a little uprising between the parents of the students that said, well, if Jaron not on the show, then we can't support the show because that is the only gunman thing and negative thing. And that stirred up something in the schools.
Right.
Up to 2 weeks ago, the principal was trying to clear it up with me. But that's how serious it is. It's like that's all the youths wanted. So it was really tough.
Oh.
I remember going in a store and was again ready to try on something. I hear a young fella saying, I like this pants, and his friend telling him, nah, that is not bad boy pants. You will never see Swanee wearing a pants like that.
Wow.
So
you see how the culture is already making people make certain decisions.
The measurement for badness. So and that's why that's the same thing. They become the measurement for the shot callers. So that's why they, no matter who lay the laws, once I have a good song and I could pull some shots.
Influence is definitely stronger. So you mentioned that one of the guys was a Christian. So how did that? What was that transition like? What actually happened there? With that guy, you're saying that one of the guys who was involved in all of that, he was a Christian. Yeah.
I'll safely say he's not the first because youths these days, he was just the most, he probably might just be the most popular. That made a move like that. But like even right now, if churches was to open back out and no more coronavirus, we would have to work hard again to try and win back some of the savings we had before. Because I don't know what is, something wasn't keeping them, and that's because most of them was there and not really building themselves. So the things that look attractive quickly caught their attention, and they, remember these youths going to school as well, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
majority is for the
Yeah.
evil, for the negative. So it's kind of hard for them to really, if they're not strong enough, if they're not focused
Right.
on Christ enough,
Exactly.
this is what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
They're still developing as well.
Because
Yeah.
they're not developing Christ
Yeah.
enough, it's very easy to fall victim to the trend
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah, and it really doesn't help when you when a school is inviting. You're speaking about it a little bit. It really doesn't help when a school is inviting these same artists to come and perform.
It make your work harder as a Christian, as a teacher,
Yeah.
as a policeman. It make your work harder.
Yes.
Recently I
More
had
so.
a pastor call me. A pastor called me from Trinidad, and that's like a major church in Trinidad. And he said, we wanted to talk to this young fella. He sang a song, and you know, he have the talent, and he sing one of them bad boy song, and it growing, and like he just get caught up in that. Because when you get on, it is that kind of fame or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ron is there. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
No
to
problem.
say, well, you know what? Nah, that is not my thing. I'm a but for some of them. So I was trying to talk to this guy, and he was like, you know, he make up his mind. Like right now, as you talking to me, I shooting a video for my next gunman song. So that's how
culture.
topic
And
is something.
while you were speaking, I remember an instance when it was in, I think I was in secondary school, probably early secondary school. I don't know if you guys remember the gap guns that they had, the toy guns that were about to play.
Yes.
The black ones that look like real guns. And you know, like those used to be like at school fairs and thing. So I remembered, yeah, and I was young, foolish. I remembered a friend of mine had one of those, and I like took it home. I was like, I want to go home with this. And I was literally walking. I got off the van, and I literally walked the road with it in my hand. Because in my head, I'm just like, this is a toy, right? This can't do anything to anybody. But I literally walked from the bus stop home, and I left it somewhere. I think I left it in the gallery at home or something like that. When my mom saw that, like that was the end. That was the end of that. But like, the children are so easily influenced, especially when you have everyone else around you doing these same things and making it seem okay, right? Like that influence and that if you don't have like a strong, especially if your family is also involved in the same culture mix up, then it makes it even harder for you to go in the opposite direction. So yeah, and in your song, Jaron, you mentioned some artists who would have been promoting the same culture, the zesting and all that, the gun violence and all that. You mentioned what draw you to mention those artists in the song?
Well, being a Christian and growing where I grew, a lot of those guys, my friend, so Prince Wani, Jelano, Lumpy Boss became my friend. But Rion and they recorded my first song.
Okay.
KG and I did our production course together, and after the whole thing, Plumpy Boss and I became friends. Plumpy is actually the one that I heard the song first, and he was like, "Hey boy, I want a song and let me know when it's coming out and thing."
Nice.
I love the idea. And after that, Plumpy and I became friends. But all the others, well, Movado from Jamaica, all the others, it's safe to say we grew together. We grew up together. Like,
okay.
And they're my friends. You know, they're still my friends. I consider them my little brothers or my bigger brother. But they cannot counsel me, and they know that.
Right. Okay.
You know,
So
like,
so then what was their feedback once they realized that you mentioned them in the song? Was it like
well, I did the right thing first and let them know that this is what I want to do, and I
okay?
want you all to appear in the
Right.
video as well, and
All
then
right.
hide it from them. And I said, this is what I realize you all singing foolishness and leading the
Right.
youths around me. So I sing in against that, and I will use some of your lines in your song against you all, but I want you all to come and endorse it. So it's like it's telling the
Wow.
youths that yeah, we really
Look
singing
at that.
something,
Look at that. Nice. It's good.
you
That's
know.
interesting. Yeah.
So
Well,
after when the song really started grow, some people was like, wait nah, like what the man do all that, the man use all that to sing all himself or whatever. But it wasn't really like that. It was them coming out to
Right.
say, yeah, here we're going on. That is really unfoolishness.
yeah. Yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to shout out those in the chat who are watching, those of you who may have joined recently. So hello to everyone. And I
Don't
want
forget to
to
get your temperature check if you just joined.
look, wait,
You get
32, you're good. So yes, good night to everyone. I saw a comment from Master KC a little earlier where he would have said that society tends to denounce the gunman lifestyle, but the demand for gunman tunes is at an all-time high.
Hmm.
He couldn't have said that better. And
Hmm.
he's one of our top young DJs in Trinidad as well, Master
Mhm.
Casey.
Nice.
Yeah, he couldn't have said that better.
Right. Do you have any further comments on that?
Well, as I said, he couldn't have said it better. And the truth is, oh my gosh, having a naughty phone night.
We blaming the turkey tonight for everything.
In terms of
Yeah.
your interaction with people, do you ever do you literally being I know you said that these people are your friends and that you would have spoken to some persons, do you actually hear them say, hear from the source themselves that they're very interested in this, while still seeing the opposite where they're trying to denounce it?
So a lot of them said to me and always said to me, boy, and it's the truth. This is the truth. A lot of these guys been singing positive music for quite a long while and wasn't getting much attention.
Right.
And it's when
Right.
we all know negativity sells. And when it started, like these guys they will put out if you could still go and see some of their positive songs, their first set of songs, you will see like probably 10,000 views, 5,000 views. But as soon as the negativity starts, it was like 500,000 views, 1 point something million, 3 point something million views. And as I asked them, and we always go at it. Once we bounce up, we always go at it. We always go at it because their argument is that, hey, I just trying to build a following and then I going back to singing positive music. I say everybody will say that, but when you're known for something, it's hard to pull away from it. It's not like you all have God to guide you all, and somebody know God to guide
Right.
you all.
Mm-hmm.
So you all will go with the majority, and if this is what the majority want, you all will stick with that, And because of the demands for the gunman song, some say, boy, it's just entertainment. Some say it's just the Jamaicans just do it. We ain't mean nothing. But who I blame the most, you see, the radio stations that endorse it, And sometimes I find myself penning songs, asking them questions like to put them under pressure. But some songs that God wouldn't give me the release as yet, or probably not at all. So I ask questions like, I remember this one song like, how would you feel if after you're talking to that DJ, like after you play all them gunman tune that night and you open a gunman appetite? How would you feel if a stray bullet was taking your child? Like you shouldn't question anything because you endorse it,
Mm.
Right. I love to ask hard
It's very true.
questions.
We need them. We need those hard questions for sure. And you hit a very heavy point here. But we're gonna take a quick break before we get back into it and talk more about the glamorization of these things and how the media, works all in tandem to make it more enticing for the young people. When we come back, I'm not promoted.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
I'm glad there's another turkey. This time he's cooked.
No, this is a ham. It looks like a ham.
How can I tell? I don't know.
How you mistake turkey for ham?
It's all food.
It's no, you can't look at it like that. Turkey and
I want to know, like, what magic is this? Like, I thought we were on Food Network.
But more seriously though, so the glamorization of the culture, because it's an issue like you said, what exactly is pulling the youth, and that's what that we really want to uncover tonight. So this research says destructive ideas contribute to the glamorization of drug and alcohol abuse, suicide, violence, or inappropriate sexual messages. Lyrics of songs that advocate substance use usually also refer to violence and sex themes. And I mean, we could invert that. We could say that lyrics of songs that advocate violence, usually refer to substance use and sex themes too. And in that song that you referenced earlier, this Esther song that was talking about what the girls want and stuff, like it mentions those kind of things, that narrative behind a young man. Most of the time, it is our young men who would, fall further victim to this, it seems, where they want that kind of culture. And even in that music video for that song by Trinidad Ghost, we saw all the young people doing their videos and doing the dance and all that. So it is a vibe. But what is it that really hooks them? What is it that kind of blinds the young people from seeing the negativity that's in front of them?
Firstly, something that we must never overlook is that music of itself have a great impact and a great influence on the way that we behave. So I often share this story in school. Like before I was even interested in music, I remember in primary school, it was the worst mistake I ever made in my life. I remember I took out my belt. I was in an altercation with someone. I took out my belt and I hit that fella some lash with my belt. But that wasn't so bad. What I said after is what got me in trouble the next day. I told them, I said, go home and tell your mother your stepfather beat you. That was the worst thing I ever did in school. But at that time, I felt numb. But that night when I got home, my dad was playing some music, some sad songs. And all of a sudden, I felt remorseful. Like I wanted to cry. I felt like I was wicked. I felt like, and that has a lot to do with music. Music interfering with our emotions, and that's just music. So my point is, if music alone could do that, far more music with instructions, where they're telling you, well, hey, I will do this and you should do that. And sometimes they mightn't just say, but when you watch the video, that's the next reason that they always play on. Nearly every Zessa song has a video. And that's because we want to see and show. We want to show. Yeah, we want to show them. So, and sometimes that has get me real mad, because to me everything is the same in every different video. So it started this trend recently with everybody have a cup drinking.
Just give him a second. He'll be back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and I always as be like, my goodness, why everybody doing the same thing, mentioning the same thing in their song, same gun. Some of them wearing the same chain, even though it's different men in a different video, they will wear the same chain,
Mhm.
and it's just hurtful. But that is again the power of music and influence.
Correct.
These guys
Yeah,
became, as much as they're negative, they are now influencers.
Right.
hmm
So I was a
we
Literally.
have a
song.
comment here.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have a comment here from Master Casey again. Music is a business, and business has its own moral code. As long as gunman tunes continue to sell, it seems to be in an artist's best financial interest to produce and release them.
He's preaching. He's preaching. You
Yeah.
all need an interview with Casey as well.
Right. The question an artist should ask himself is this: would I accept high streaming numbers and royalties at the expense of the young people in my society?
Sorry, I missed that.
The question an artist should ask himself is this: would I accept high streaming numbers and royalties at the expense of the young people in my society?
And that's the question that most artists don't ask themselves because they don't have God as a guide. You know, we having God as a guide, or the Spirit of God, we would get convicted. We would, but they don't have that, and that's the sad thing. You know, artists in every artist's mind that is out there is to catch a following and continue to grow, and I'll do whatever it calls for in order to grow or to go up the ladder. That's why you see in America people will sell their souls and they will do things because they want to stay in that spotlight and or go higher within that same spotlight. So they
Right,
ain't care
yeah,
about
because
the
you would
young
have
fellas and the
mentioned,
youth, and they don't love the youths.
yeah,
Yep.
because you would have mentioned, this goes back to like what you were saying, where they start off with positive and then go to negative to kind of get those views because things aren't selling. So I guess clearly the negativity does sell.
Yep. And I remember, if I could just say it quickly, there was this artist I used to listen to. And I realized he started promoting like a lot of gun violence and gang violence and that kind of stuff. But then I saw some videos, like some interviews he did, right? And just watching some videos just to see more of what they do. And he has this campaign to like that is against like gun violence, and then he was saying in his interview, he really doesn't want young boys, just growing up like this with gangs and that kind of stuff. But yeah, his next album literally promoted the gun violence. So that was like I was confused. I was like, how do you have something that you are having funding towards to get rid of, but yeah, in your music you're promoting it, and it was just like, yeah,
Yeah, it's a double standard.
it was crazy.
Clearly.
Yeah. So we
this
actually, yeah.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Okay, cool. So we actually have a slide here, and we're actually going to show that how the behavior instinct is linked, and that aggressive behavior comes when you feed your mind this type of music. So it says here, as stated in an Emory University study, teens 14 to 18 who watch hardcore videos for 14 plus hours weekly were found 3 times more likely to get into a fight with the teacher. Wow. 2.5 times more likely to find themselves arrested, and 1.5 more times likely to drink alcohol, use drugs, or have multiple partners and get STDs.
Wow.
So you can see how influential that music and that whole type of content is. Right? Like, no doubt, I don't think we could say no, like it's not the music, or it's just music, it's just a song, it's just words, like not that. I think we know that the music has this type of impact on the youth, especially younger youth whose minds are so young and not developing, right? and the link not just to violence, but the link also to the drug usage and the sexual deviance, and behavior in that come from the promotion of these songs. So, yes, what do you think? What do you think about that, Jerome?
I think it's accurate. I just think that we could alter the first one a bit because some of them ain't going to school, so they can't fight with no teacher. They might end up in altercation faster with the police. And that's how we could jump to number 2, and that's where they'll get arrested. You know?
Right.
I think that part is missing as well in part 2, because I tell people when you live such lifestyle, is either you pass fast in a prison bus or slow in a hearse. So other than arrested, they could get bullets like some do get down here, So
Yeah,
it
I know.
happens in Barbados.
Go ahead.
So I just wanted to ask, like, in terms of the music with instructions, because that's big, and not only in Jamaica, not only in Trinidad, here in Barbados as well. And we can reference this thing called drill music that would be more so prevalent in UK, but with the general idea of giving essentially kill instructions, something the same way that a person may have, the artist may have, written a song or song about a song, and turns out that's the same way they ended up being killed or what's not. So I want to bring back in the point you made about the radio stations, because we established, as Glenn said, it can't just be called entertainment at this point. We see how it is literally killing people. Literally, like, it's not a joke, it's not a game. So, like, what do you think about the notion of censorship then? Because the radio stations at least have to have a public responsibility, don't they? Like, should this type of music be censored in public spaces? What are your thoughts on that, Jerome?
Censoring it just on radio, because the truth is, in this new era, YouTube is now the new radio.
Very true.
YouTube is the radio where I can control as an individual. So where I think that the person that I like or the artist that I like don't get justice on radio, I will listen to that person how much times I want at my fingertips. And that is what happened. So radio in Trinidad, and I believe all over the places doing it now, is now going with what YouTube going with. So they're looking at how this growing on YouTube, and all right, well, this catching up forward. So because this is catching up forward, we have to play this because this song is in style. This song is trending. So that is so if you could guys be censored on YouTube, because the mind of a person, we will fill in the blank of that missing word. Not because they're not playing it.
Yeah,
I will sing it. That's how they're thinking. You don't have to play it. I know it already. I will sing it. I know what word missing there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think it's tough. Like I was watching again. I get these fellas are my friends. I tell people we grow together. They're like my brothers. They just cannot counsel me because to some extent they are ungodly. They cannot counsel me. But I have a message of Jesus that I want to get them to hear, and I cannot push them away.
Yeah.
But the new trend now, I have a new trend now I'm observing is like they're singing badness, but in the badness they're saying a prayer. So like, God protect me from this thing. Like my prayer. I wake up in the morning and I pray because I will kill us so and so. So I just be like, what is really is that what you call that? Like a half gospel? I don't know what you try. Like what you call that?
Yeah, but I don't know what to call it, but then it lends a question too. Like this question just occurred to me. But before I get to that question, I want to ask you guys in the audience, do you think that censorship would help? If not censorship, should public radio stations ban these types of music? Like, give us your feedback in the audience. But I want to ask, like, if these persons are like saying prayers and stuff in their music, could we consider that maybe they see where they are and maybe somehow might want to reach out to God somewhere along the line could be considered that as well. Because we can't necessarily just dismiss them as these negative artists. Like they need positivity for themselves as well. Like they also need God.
You know what hurts a
So
lot
like
as well? What hurts a lot is that, and that's true, they acknowledge God, and most of them believe in God. And what hurt is me being around them sometimes. I would be privileged to see certain things that they do.
mhm.
And be like, wow, look how this fellow will help this lady with her bag. Watch how he would clean up this place. You know, that is the part that the youths don't see, because when they're on, the truth is, youths take away what they, and that is whether gospel or whatever. Your stage moment is what they know as your life. So what
Everything,
they see
yeah.
in this presentation, what they see in this video, what they see when you come and sing in this concert, how you operate, that is you for them. That's how you doing nothing else but that. So when you talk about this and you show your gun and you do that, sometimes those same artists will organize and see some children and they would buy stuff for them. That's a nice thing. But nobody didn't see that, you know?
Yeah.
And people don't know them that way. People know them as, because these guys will say it, we evil. We really evil, and we tell this, we kill you. Imagine this is one guy, this is how he does advertise. He does advertise this just like this. Alright, well, all you know down there, all you coming down and he St. Paul is only nice thing. So you know the rules. Kill your mother, shoot your dog, burn your father, chop your father in the back. And these things just that laughter. I just wish like the
Wow.
other phone was working so I could have show you all some of the things. Like it just really crazy. But this is what the youths
Whoa.
like. This is what the youths like. Like we these guys say it in the music, they're evil, they will kill anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So then I don't think, and as I was saying before, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that music really influences our minds, our emotions, and our actions every single way. And we were talking about the censorship, because especially like when it comes to radio stations, and I mean, I don't listen to replays, to be quite honest, but I've heard like certain songs will play on radio stations that promote like gun violence and that kind of stuff. It's like you can't really control who hears that music. A father could just bring his son to school. His son is like, what type of music?
It's sticking.
Change it because he likes the music, and he doesn't mind his son hearing. So like, I feel now like that culture is more being accepted, especially among the youth, and a lot of parents know, especially like, don't turn it off. Then like they just leave it and just leave it playing and just leave it to be accepted because this part of life, like this is what happens in life, So you pick your lane, what you want to do. So it's like, yeah, it's sad. As Jaron was saying, it's quite sad that this is being accepted in our culture.
Yeah, it is. I see a comment here saying I think it should be banned.
Because it promotes bad words. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And negativity in the country. And the thing is, like, it does promote this negativity, but then when people start to do these things or think these things,
it's like, why country? It's like, seriously, you're just an event, right? So.
Oh, Glenn, we're having a bit of a challenge.
Like,
yes.
Oh, was it turkey again?
I'm gonna say yes.
It was turkey. Okay, no problem. Cool. Now, what I was saying, like,
right, Glenn seems to be having.
As Shari was saying, right? Like they would say, You guys still not hearing me? You guys still not hearing me?
We can hear you
Am I
now.
here? Okay,
Yeah.
right.
You know.
I was saying. Yeah, I think Disaster is trying to cut me off. Yeah, but this music will be promoted, and then when something happens in the country, then it's like, why is our society turning like this? What's happening? What's happening? What's
Correct.
happening? But yet we are listening to the music, we're promoting the music at every single event, we're playing it everywhere. We're endorsing that culture, and then we're shocked when someone lost their life, or like it gets personal, then it gets real, right? So we want to enjoy it, but yet we don't want it to happen, and it's not going to work like that, because we need to understand that these things influence, and influence causes people to make decisions. So
Correct.
yeah, so that was a lot. So we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to be back shortly on Locked and Loaded, so stay tuned, guys.
Standing up for the truth. Hear it loud, hear it strong. And we not turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth. Standing up for the truth.
All right, and we're back on Locked and Loaded, and we see Xavier commenting for the first time. Good night to you, Xavier. Welcome to the discussion. But before his comment, I think it's Nadian. I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing this properly.
Nadine.
I honestly think it should be banned because it doesn't have a positive effect on the young people in society. And Xavier, his opinion is that censorship at first seems ideal, but it is highly possible that it would trigger riots and protests among the people that cause even greater chaos. I guess that is something to consider as well. But I want to jump back a little bit to what Jaron said about YouTube and the fact that we have this music accessible to us anyway. So even if it is banned on public radio, we still have the choice as individuals to control what music we consume. And in our break, so you guys would have seen the Echo Nation Pure Music Challenge, and at Echo Nation we do endorse pure music. And this challenge is, if you could just get that up, you will see that is about controlling the music that you consume. So no music that promotes violence, hatred, sexual immorality, greed, materialism, revelry, drugs, alcoholism, selfishness, idolatry, lewdness, or abusive language, according to Philippians 4:8. So this challenge, we are actually posing this challenge to all of you who are viewing. I've already personally taken it up, and it is about filtering your music, because clearly it's necessary, right? Clearly we have to be in control of our own intake and what we allow to influence our minds and influence our behaviors. So we want to challenge you guys and let us know if this is something that you would take up. Do you think that's something that you can do? Do you think it's difficult to only listen to positive music? Like, do we think that it is a challenge, but do we think it's too challenging for young people? Like, what do you think about that, Jaron? Do you think that we should encourage young people in that direction?
I totally endorse that. Totally.
Amen. Amen. So those of you watching can try to take it up. And the thing is, it may be a bit challenging at first, especially if you're not accustomed to it. But maybe like just do bit by bit. Echo Nation, we also have, if you search us on YouTube, we also have some playlists with some pure music. So we have, we have different.
One thing should be added. One thing should be added to the list.
What?
And that should be like, no music that promotes violence, and no music that promotes drug And the next one should be like, ask myself what this music could do for me. How can
Right.
this music help me to be a better person? How?
Yes, that's a good question because we do want to know the why, especially as young people. We often ask why, like why should I even bother
Mhm.
to take this music out of my system, really? So we do have a bit of information on about why it's important to consider this challenge. For me, I decided to take up the pure music challenge because I understand the danger out there. Music is not just something to take lightly. So this quote says, "A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes." And Lao Tzu, he says, "Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny." And that started at the thoughts in our mind. And we've been
Yep.
saying all night how music targets our minds. I think that was a good reason to do the challenge, to be honest. What do you guys think?
Definitely.
Correct.
Yeah. Like, Glenn, have you taken up the challenge?
I have. I
Fine.
think like long before the challenge even came out, or that I knew about it, because I remember there's a time I was listening to a lot of type of music, not too explicit,
Mhm.
but it still wasn't promoting like good thoughts, or because like when certain situations came up, like how I would want to respond was based on the music it was listening to, and I knew that because as I've been saying in last two episodes, like for me, the Lord speaks to me a lot through music, right? So like that really kind of pushes me and allows me to make decisions with more clarity and that, you know. So I remember at one point I literally decided to sit down and delete every single song from my playlist and just put on some Andy Mineo, Lecrae, and everybody else, all the Christian artists, replace all the genres with Christian artists, right? Because I really needed that, right? And that like really helped me. It really helped me to get through that situation. So yeah, after the pure music challenge, and as Sharon said, we have those playlists on YouTube. We have different genres. We will keep on updating them for you. The music is fresh, it's nice, it's groovy, and the lyrics are extremely impactful. Yeah, so can't get better than that. So make sure you guys check it out.
Yeah, make sure you do. I'm seeing some more comments. I just want to say thank you so much for engaging with us and staying locked on. We have from Caring with Miracle Hands Home Care. Your mind is a filter, and pure music is very much needed for our youth today. Amen. Amen. Master Casey is saying it's the responsibility of the artist to invest in his craft and ensure that the positive music is palatable and sonically relevant. And I think that's really good. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank you and congratulate you, Jaron, for ensuring that you are positive in your music, that you understand your role as an artist, and that you can provide that counsel, that avenue for people to say, well, look, this is not what I agree with. This is not what you should be doing. Amen. Amen. So yes, thank you, Jesus, for influencing you and impacting you and using you to reach out to people. We also have from Marlo Brown saying that peer pressure could be a variable along with the music. So
Yeah.
someone who's listening to music and is an influence, which can happen, but it may be skewed depending on the pressure. You do have a lot of different pressures, and actually, artists themselves can count as persons who influence you, like add that pressure. But in addition to that, you have the people right next to you. You can have people who can push you, like the same, like you were saying that you gave a story with someone in the mall looking at a pants, right? And then the person was like, yo, no, that's not like a bad pants. So there's like a classic example of how other persons can influence you. But we are trying our best, as we would have spoken about in the season, we are trying our best to look at the positives of all situations, to use music to our advantage, um, and to continue to just spread positivity, spread positive messages, and erase the negativity, replace them with what we want in order to benefit our youth, benefit our culture, and to grow amazingly. Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon. That was amazing. Yeah, so unfortunately, we have come to end or almost the end of another Locked and Load episode. But just before we
But
go,
don't go
Jerome.
anywhere.
Oh, for real? Okay, I was just gonna walk off. Yeah, but Jerome, before
Right.
we go, if you have any final words of encouragement or any takeaways for anyone watching tonight or who might see this video.
Especially the youths, you know, when I see the word peer pressure, I admit and I understand clearly that is something that youths face. But leaders don't face peer pressure or don't fall victim to peer pressure.
Hmm.
You know, um, and encourage you to be a leader. As much as you're following that one, you be a leader. Follow those on social media, whatever, but be a leader. You know, and there's this saying that the sky is the limit. I think I would love to enhance it by saying you are your limit. You know, stay connected to Jesus so no man on earth could pull your plug. That's the only link you need in whatever you're doing, whether it's singing, whether it's music, whatever it is. Stay connected to Jesus. That's the only thing that will keep you out here. We face problems
It's true.
like these because we lack good leaders. You know,
Yeah.
a next sad part that would have some blame to take. It would be a tough pill to digest. But outside, the devil is our opportunist. He will give because I've seen it. There are plenty youths in church, or there have been plenty youths in church waiting for opportunity to showcase their talent. And whereas we should have made an avenue, where some people did it, and bless God for that. But a lot didn't. A lot didn't, and the devil created an avenue for them. You know, whilst we were saying, no, you should get baptized first, or you have to do this first, or you have to. The devil said, well, come as you are.
Amen.
I will find something to do for you. Whereas when it should have been the other way around, where we saying, come as you are, and we will. This is what you have to do eventually. We would like you to
Right.
really know Christ and have a relationship with Christ, and that will enhance your gift.
Mm-hmm.
But we had them waiting, probably in converts class, sitting on their talent, waiting for them to get baptized.
Mm.
And that procedure probably took a while another opportunity presented itself. But I encourage the youths, you know, only what you do for Christ will last. So stay in Christ. You be whatever gift God bless you with, you just, how to put it, I didn't know I had a gift like that until I came into contact with Christ. I didn't like to do things, I didn't like to sing, I didn't know that was my gift all the time. I love football more than singing. But until I encountered Christ, and I love to say, you know, the car that I had before was a Nissan. And when that car started to malfunction, sometimes the mechanic that normally fix it couldn't fix it. So I had to take it by the manufacturer, which is a company called Neil and Massey. Right? And they would find the problem. And likewise in life, when we start a malfunction, we have to take ourselves to the manufacturer, because Christ being the manufacturer know what we were wired to do. You know, and that's the only way you will find your true purpose. Like, and that's all you need. You don't need the biggest house, the biggest car, the yacht. You don't need those things. All you need to do is walk in purpose. That's all. Real simple. Your role real simple. Is we just try to enhance our role whilst we here. But your role real simple. Just walk in purpose and do what you was placed here to do. Simple.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. So we have some final, well, not final, but we are getting ready to close. So the last comments that we're gonna note right now, there's a dialogue between Marlo and Master Casey. Master Casey says, "In a world of trends, I choose to remain timeless. The word of God is timeless, and so is the stellar music that's based on it." And Marlo Brown also raises a decent point there where he says that a lot of young people don't see Christianity as relevant to them, basically. But I think that what Jaron said is a good encouragement, because it's not just about what is relevant to a society or to a generation, but what remains true. And I personally want to encourage anyone here who may be questioning Christianity. The person of Jesus, who is what Christianity is based on, can answer any questions that you have, basically. Yep. So even if it goes back to the point about leading yourself, because sometimes we watch people that portray Christianity and get misled. So watch Jesus, because he doesn't change. That principle doesn't change. And I think that as what Master Kate says, that is timeless, and that is something that we can base our foundation on. So we want to take this opportunity to thank you so much, Jaron. We know you must be very busy, but thank you for taking time to come on tonight to have this very important discussion with us. You shared some really valuable and relevant points, and we know that we've all benefited, we've all learned, and we've all been encouraged. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me. It was indeed. I enjoyed it. And continue. I pray many blessings upon this program. And I see you all put up the tags or the handles. And start people, they don't really have to follow me, just follow Jesus and I'll be good. You don't have to follow me. Bless whatever you're following, but follow Christ more than following Jaron. And I just wanted to interject with all what we said, just to let the youth know that purpose doesn't always mean popularity. You could be walking in purpose and nobody know you, but you're doing what you have to do and you're doing what you're here to do. So I tell people, even if I was asking, even if I was known, I would still do what Jesus had me to do and I still serve Christ. So thanks so much. I pray only blessings upon the program. I pray that God will bless your new ideas and techniques and strategies and topics, that will be uplifting to the youths,
Yeah. So
Thank you so much.
Don't forget the 3 hoodies. Actually 4. We're gonna need one for Gazi for Christmas Day.
Jesus,
the colors and sizes.
I will try to handle that. No, Nisha Woods can have stuff already, so we'll try to handle that.
Okay. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
So we're gonna say goodnight to Jaron now, but don't go anywhere. We're coming right back after this break with What's Trending.
You are watching Locked and Loaded on Echo Nation.
We are back. Welcome back to Locked and Loaded. And I think a good what's trending is the turkey and the ham pictures, according to Sadil Fletcher. He was saying Glenn is making us hungry for all that ham and turkey pictures. My apologies. My apologies.
We have some comments coming in here. Hi, Red Boy.
Yeah. Red Boy, what's up? He's saying yes, censor for sure. But the thing with telling someone you can't often unleashes that opposite reaction, and Drake what Drake's going to do or access the very thing. What has to go along with that is strong promotion of the alternatives. We have quite a bit of that available, so push the Kingdom music hard as well. It's true. So again, another plug to Echo Nation's playlist, Pure Music playlist. Make sure you want to check that out. Yeah, for sure. So we have what's trending, Julia and Sharon. We have a lot of things trending.
Well, if I can just point out one thing that's trending is, first of all, it's bittersweet news. So we are coming to the end of this season. Next week is our grand finale, so you don't want to miss that. Sharon is in her feelings.
I feel like I just started.
Pardon?
I feel like I just started. Oh, we're at the end of her season already. Wasn't I just on like 2 episodes?
Well, we will go back there. But yeah, so next week is our finale, and also coming soon is a very special end of year event that F Nation is hosting to say thank you and to shout out, the key persons that would have been pushing the vision, pushing the mission, and we do want to encourage you guys to, join us with that as well. So Glenn, I'm just going to ask you to give us the specific details about our end of year event and how persons can have the opportunity to come see us in person and hang out with us.
Right. Well, those details will be revealed shortly, but we're thinking, we're looking at the last weekend in December. We're looking at the 27th.
27th.
The 27th. Is it the 27th?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is the 27th.
That's Sunday, right? That's a Sunday, right?
Sunday.
So it'll be a nice Sunday evening you'll spend with us, some few food, some music, some beverages, and a good time. Yeah. So we'll release more details. Just make sure you stay plugged into Echo Nation's Instagram account, please. Follow Echo Nation on Instagram so you can have all the updates. Next week, we for sure will have all the information ready for you, but we probably might have you on Instagram before next week. Yeah, so make sure you go and check us out here.
Yeah.
And we're very excited.
And
like finally.
Yeah, we have a feedback. We have a feedback form for you guys. So there's actually the link there, but we'll also get it in a clickable format. But we have a giveaway. Yes, we have a fantastic giveaway. Judah, what is our giveaway?
So it's linked to what you just mentioned, the feedback form. So as it says there, win our Christmas giveaway package, including a free massage from Crystal Touch Therapy by providing your feedback and entering our trivia. I'm excited about that.
Is it just for one? Is it just for one person? Can Crystal Touch sponsor massages for the Echo Nation team, Locked and Loaded team?
We can have that conversation.
Wow.
I'm very stressed.
We can talk about that with the team, but we are encouraging you guys as soon as that feedback form comes out, go in, give your feedback. We really want to hear from you how we can make Locked and Loaded better. And unfortunately, our producer is backstage saying that our team is not eligible for the giveaway, but we'll be there nonetheless, so we still get to benefit. So we want to encourage you guys when that form comes at the not at the massage glass.
At the event.
Right. Well, is this like a
Right.
So the feedback form, we have some trivia questions in there about the season. So if I were you guys, I would go back and watch those episodes from season 2 of Locked and Loaded and stock up, remind myself about what happened so that when the trivia comes out, I can get the answers right and I can win the giveaway so that I can get a special pass, because this event is exclusive. Of course, we have, COVID-19 and what's not going on, so we have to do things a little differently. But this event is exclusive, and we're giving you guys the opportunity. Unfortunately, we can't have everyone there together at once, but try your hand, enter the giveaway, give your feedback, answer the question, and you will have a chance to be selected, especially invited rather, to join us at our end of year event on the 27th.
VIP. Yeah.
VIP.
So make sure you guys ready to get on that. I have a question. For the everyone that's watching. Would you like to see us all together on, when we're hosting Locked and Loaded instead of 3 different screens? Would you like to see us just in one room, just around the table, talking and interacting, a couple of feet apart, COVID and whatnot. Let us know how you feel about that. I think it would be nice.
Yeah.
I think that
it would be nice.
It would be
guys, what do you think?
It's so far away from each other right now. But that's something that you can mention in the feedback form. Any ideas that you have of how we can, amp up the show, some suggestions for topics, anything like that, you guys can, send in to us, and definitely consider it.
Yep. And we take this opportunity once again to thank you guys for supporting us, for supporting Lots Unloaded, for being viewers. You know, we would have our regular people, and then we have some new people tonight. So you are valued. We thank you so much for tuning in today. As you know, this is brought to you by Echo Nation, and you can support Echo Nation. So we have the information below where you can opt to become an Echo Nation financial partner. So we have our banking information there. We are a registered charity. And if you have any other feedback, any advice, any help that you want to extend towards us, or if you want to volunteer with the team and see how you can do that, we also have our contact information. So the number is listed below. And then there's also the email echonation@gmail.com.
Yes. Support us. So we have come to the end of our show. And I just want to remind you guys, this is my final takeaway. Don't be a zester, be a blesser.
Ooh, the lyrics. That's
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sponsored by Fed Up Turkey.
Hashtag Fed Up of the Zessing. Yes. And my final takeaway for the night is to shout out all of those Kingdom artists, like Red Boy said. We have access to that music. We have artists that are promoting positive messages, positive culture, and we definitely got to get behind them. So shout outs to people like Red Boy, shout outs to King Servant, Philip K, all those local artists that we have here, Nisha Woods, everyone that puts their hands together to produce that positive culture that we want. And we want to encourage you guys to support them. If they're having album sales, support the albums, buy the songs, stream the songs all across the Caribbean, the Nathaniels, the Blessed Messengers, the everyone, the DJ Nicholases. We have so many artists that we can support, get behind them. And even Jaron Nurse, who we had today on the show, support the music and support the movement. And of course, Echo Nation is a big supporter of Kingdom culture. So we encourage you to know that even as you support Echo Nation, the movement, you are supporting these artists, you are supporting the positive culture. And yeah, that's my takeaway for tonight, guys. And we want to look forward to seeing you guys with us next week for our finale as well.
I have one
Sharon, what's your
takeaway as well. Yes, my takeaway is to continue to play your part in terms of getting information out to everyone. So yes, we are talking about music, and Judah would have mentioned the artists in Barbados and in the wider region, but also remember that you have a part that you can play in terms of shining your light, spreading positive information. So whether it be with conversations with people, sharing the same song, sharing Lots Unloaded, and share that you do your part in terms of trying to impact the culture positively.
Yep, I have another one. Start with the blessing and be a blessing. I'm done.
Start with the blessing and be a blessing.
Be a blessing. Is that where we sign off for today?
I think that's where we sign off for today before we start talking about more being left in the fridge again. Right? So, yeah.
Right.
That was fast. Okay. All right. Yeah. Good night, everyone. And thank you for joining. Thank you so much for your support and feedback, your engagement in our discussions. We will see you next week on Lots Unloaded. God willing, we'll be all together in one place. Yeah.
Thank you for supporting us for season 2 Gary Music.
And how?
Good night.
turn it down. Hear the voice of the youth, standing up for the truth.